Hi everyone, this is Richard. This is my essential rainwater harvesting project, which I call Pond Lane because that's kind of the name of this place that I live at. It's in southwestern New Hampshire, in Stoddard, and I guess some of the challenges here are that I live on ledge and that the fill all around the house is mostly sand, gravel, and so the water drains off quickly from the property. And having extra rainwater is important these days for kind of two reasons. When we've experienced drought here in New England, people's wells do run dry sometimes. So that's one of my concerns. The other is that the development that I live in here in Stoddard is one of the few places of residential development. Most of the town is protected land. And so this place, which used to be a sleepy little recreation community, is pretty much becoming a suburban sort of space within lots of protected land. And I do worry about groundwater. The more people who have their own wells and septic systems are going to be drawing from the aquifer here. So it just makes sense to me to have some other source of water. My project is kind of in two parts, and I'm focusing on this first part, which is to supply water to my gardens, basically. And the way I'm hoping to do that is to use Rob's urban swales that use weeping tile and mulch or wood chips to kind of direct the water into the ground and have it be there for the garden beds that are next to where I'll be capturing water. Okay, here's the development, and I'm on the pond at the end of that vertical road that goes right along the dam of the pond there. And 30 years ago, there were probably 6 houses out here. So my visions and values section, it's really is based on permaculture and thinking about the multiple ways that I can use this water. Clearly, I'm going to be filling swales with it to irrigate and to make compost from those wood chips, and also as pathways for the garden beds. So, trying to find those 3 uses for that one resource of rainwater for this system. Okay, let me show you the property now. Welcome to springtime on Pond Lane. Yeah, there's kind of my driveway and the pond here. This is Stoddard, New Hampshire, southwestern New Hampshire. The saying is that in Stoddard, we grow rocks. And my house sits on, my back here far enough? Yeah. It sits on ledge. And around the ledge is a bunch of sandy fill. So I've had to build my soil up quite a bit here. And you can see the side porch there, and that's the main catchment area. The side porch and the roof above it. Which I'm gonna get us up over there pretty quick. It's northern hardwoods. New England weather. We have full winter. Here's the gutter that's going to be catching the water, and the tank's going to be on the other side of this porch. Okay, here we are on the other side of the porch. And again, this is right where that kind of pile of snow is. That's where the tank will be. It might go as high as the crossbars in the windows there. And I have this whole other piece of roof up here that could be catchment also, that I can put gutter on and could run the pipe into the tank, which would go right there. Yep. Side view. And so the plan is to have swales with wood chips that run into the gardens that are all along the edge here, as well as there's a fruit tree guild. Here's my top-down image showing the 19-foot gutter in the catchment area, and this is a asphalt roof. And then the side view, so from the gutter down to the ground is about 9 feet, so I probably could have a 4-foot tall tank there. And one thing I didn't mention was the kind of the community piece, and there are a few people out here who are, you know, being smart about how they develop their property. And I'd like this system to be, you know, kind of be a model for other folks, to be able to show them like what can be done, and a good way to, you know, use less of the groundwater and use more of the rainwater for what they're doing on their properties. So, yeah. So using the essential rainwater harvesting tool, I started with the monthly and ended up getting a good supply to demand ratio on that. And well, let me show you those images there first. Yeah, so here's my monthly data I got from a nearby weather station. It's about the same, but you can see what kind of rainfall I have here and the temperatures. And then this is my demand analysis. I used my survey for a week, and that's how I get these numbers. And then we move on to kind of what's this, monthly factors. And yeah, so I have part irrigation, part household use on this. And my, what's that? So my annual supply came out to 14,000 and demand was 10,000 or 11,000, and a 1.37 supply demand ratio. And then I moved on to the daily, which took a little while, and thanks to Mitch for helping me with using a Mac and an old version of Excel. But we sorted that out and got that to work pretty well. And here's some screenshots of the daily bit too. Here's my daily demand by month, and it is really in the unfrozen part of the year is what I used. Then for like my storage capacity, I settled on 350 gallons. I tried a number of different size tanks from 250 all the way up to 750. But this one seemed to give me the best numbers there, days with no supply, annual overflow, and the annual supply all seemed good. And I think this blue chart looked right to me. And then these four, my inflection points are quite low. So I guess I really don't need that big of a tank, but I could go bigger because it's not going to cost a lot more. So clearly it's not a plan that's ready to be implemented. I need to sort some things out, figure out if I am going to have any of this water be for household use or just for irrigation. But it's definitely given me a good start and a good kind of sense of how much catchment I need for the various uses that I'll be figuring out. Yeah, so thanks. Look forward to your feedback.